Hey everybody. Hey Miss Millions. I'm gonna try and do it real quick because my phone is bugging, so it might cut off. So I'm gonna go on ahead and get started, even though everybody isn't in here yet. Hey, She Speaks Life. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Dominique DeFazier. I am a blended family coach and mediator. I assist single parents curate a strategy that will allow them to date on purpose, form and maintain healthy parenting partnerships, all while blending their families. So today is about borrowing emotional credit. So if you missed my last two scopes, you might want to go back and catch it so that you know what I'm talking about today. Let me know if it's freezing, y'all, because I'm gonna kind of breeze through this. My phone is just not letting me be great, and then I have a meeting in 15 minutes, so I gotta go back inside. Thank you. Where was I? Oh, I'm sorry. Borrowing emotional credit, right? So when you are borrowing emotional credit, it's kind of like how you establish your credit with a bank, right? How you doing, Alex? Is it Alex? Okay. So, yes, borrowing emotional credit. So kind of like when you go to a bank, if you don't have any credit history, or maybe you have a janky credit history, you have to prove to them that you are worthy of getting or receiving their credit, right? So when I told you guys in the first installment that my credit was real jack, simply because nobody gave me the proper education. I just took my credit cards, I did whatever I wanted to do with them, and it came back and bit me in the ass years down the line, right? So in the process of me rebuilding my credit and getting my credit back on track, the bank that allowed me to restore my credit was Capital One. Capital One gave me what was called a secured credit card. And with a secured credit card, I had to put my money on that card and prove to them every month that I could pay back everything that I charged on. Girl, Capital One is the truth. Everything that I charged on that card. And then eventually the first thing that they did was increased my limit. Okay. The second thing that they did for me, after some time of constantly proving myself to them, because I still had my money invested, make sure you pay them too. And so the second thing that they did for me, after I had shown them over some time that I was able to pay the money back, they turned my secured card into an unsecured card, meaning that they gave me their money because they trusted me that much. I had proved myself that much that they turned my secured card into an unsecured card, and now I have a good limit on that card, and I only use that. I'm very responsible with that card, but nonetheless, doing that allowed other banks to start to lend to me. So the point of my story, or that one story, is that if you are the emotional borrower, right, you are trying to get someone to lend you emotional credit, you have to invest your own things into them. So your time, your patience, your understanding, your spiritual foundation, or whatever the case may be, you have to show them with your own resources that you are capable of what they have to offer you in return. Okay. On the flip side of that, if you are the emotional lender, you need to be sure that that person can give you what it is that you are trying to give to them. Make sure that they are in a position where they can pay you back. Okay. And it doesn't have to be like everybody else. Maybe you need somebody who's emotionally stable. Maybe you need somebody that can talk to you to the wee hours of the morning. Maybe you need somebody that you can talk to about your stress and your anxiety or your frustration. Maybe you need somebody that can have sex with you whenever you want. It just really depends on what your conditions are. Last night I talked about the conditions. Everybody has conditions in terms of their relationships. So your conditions might be different from my conditions, but the point is that if I'm going to lend my emotional credit to you, I need to be sure that you can give it back to me in return, right? Or pay a bill or two. Maybe your requirements or your conditions is that that person is financially stable, right? And that's a lot for some people. Some people don't care about sex. Some people put an emphasis on the financials more so than they do on the physical. So I'm gonna give you a story before I get off of here about me and my current boyfriend. We've been together for 2 years, and so when he and I first started dating, I met him at church. Okay, it was my mother's idea, and as far as I'm concerned, anybody that my mama liked, I wasn't gonna like them. As a matter of fact, I ran from him for about a good 2 months. And so I was like, anybody that my mama like, I'm not gonna like them, so you might as well just cut it out. Not to mention, I wasn't ready yet. I had just got out of the relationship with my daughter's father. It was maybe about a year or two, but in my mind, I was not ready yet. So it kind of happened out the blue. But as we entered into that relationship, I had to put up my own emotional investment, because he was a little more screwed up than I was from his past relationship. I was more in a position emotionally to deal with the issues that he had going on, his baggage, so to speak. So I had to invest in him in order for him to give me back a return on my investment. So in layman's terms, I opened up a secured emotional credit card with him, right? So I'm giving him late night conversations. I'm giving him all types of encouraging words in the morning. I'm available in the morning to talk. I'm available in the afternoon to talk. You know, you got your physical stuff in there. I ain't gonna go all off into that, but you understand what I'm saying, right? Okay, so that was the first year. And the first year, I almost defaulted on my payments. You want to know why? Say why, or give me a question mark, so I know you still here. And thank y'all for the hearts too. Okay, so the reason why I almost defaulted was because he was taking too damn long to increase my limit. I wanted my limit increased like a month into it, right? So isn't that just like when you paying your credit card bills on time, and like you paying it, girl, like they'll say you owe $30 and you get them $50, because they tell you in the credit world that if you overpay or if you pay ahead of time, that does some good for your credit report, right? Hey, sugar. And so that's what I thought. Like, I'm available all the time to you. Like, I'm the dope girlfriend. Like, hands down, if I can beat my own horn like toot toot, I am the shit. Why are you taking so long to increase my emotional credit balance or convert me to a secure or unsecured emotional credit card, right? So this went on for some time, but I realized that by doing so, it would help me in the long run. Okay, so after almost defaulting on a few payments, I decided to get my shit together, and I kept paying, right? Because it was an investment, and I knew that eventually I would get a return on my investment. Now, fast forward 2 years later, he's now a doctor. Me and him, we communicate a lot better than what we did a year ago or 2 years ago. He's very great with my daughter. We travel, we hang out together, but all of that stuff, the stuff that I have now, I didn't have then. Just so that we're clear. I didn't know that once he converted my card to an unsecured emotional card, that I would get all the perks that I didn't get with a secure card. So my point is that if you are the emotional lender or the emotional borrower, you have to be sure that your investment is worth it. Because you can, all of these banks will give you a secure card. They'll take your money, $200, $500, $1,000. But what's the perk after they convert you? Will they convert you? Right? Because some banks won't convert you. So you have to be sure that whomever you're investing in emotionally or whomever you're lending to emotionally, that they're worth it. Okay? So hopefully this made sense to you all. For my replay viewers, please make sure that when you view it, tap the screen and give me some hearts. I'm trying to make it to 70,000 by the end of the week, and I think I am well on my way. How do you know they will or not? Like, how do you know if they're worth it? Is that what you're saying? How would you know if they're worth it? So the best way that I can explain how you know they will make your card, well, it's make your card unsecured. Well, that's just like a bank. Usually they send you something in the mail letting you know that they're getting ready to convert your card, or they'll give you some type of indication that you're doing good with your payments. It's no different than the person that you're dating. It's no different. The only reason why I kept investing in my boyfriend back then, before I even knew what I was going to get at this point in our relationship, is because he gave me indication. And he gave me indication because of a few things that happened in my life that he didn't have to be present for. A few life-changing events. So if you want to... Exactly. So if... Like for me, most men run from emotion. They don't really care for emotion. All that touchy-feely, emotional stuff that women go through that we can handle more so than others. Men have a tendency to kind of shut down a bit. He didn't. Instead, he was there. And so that gave me a good indication that we were on the right track, and that my emotional card or whatever, eventually that relationship, the investment that I was putting into it emotionally, that I would get a return on my investment. But it's always a gamble. Whether you are the lender or the borrower, it's always going to be a gamble. You just have to use your better judgment, if that makes sense. Okay? So I'm going to go on ahead and get off, because I think I might have ran over my 15 minutes. I'm not sure. But I want to say thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you for the hearts. They look absolutely amazing. Thank you to my team Scope Money. You all are the truth. And for my single parents, my co-parents, or my blended, you too, sweetie, blended families, if you would click the link in my bio, that's bit.ly/Devizia, that's capital DEVIZIA, you can get a hold of my free ebook. It is the 5 tips to co-parenting effectively. Okay, that's up on my website until the end of this month. Thinking if I should go early today. You should, if you got the time to. So if you want to, you can go out to my website, click on the link, and get access to the ebook. Like I said, it'll only be up until the end of this month. And I will see you guys soon. All right, bye.